Hi! So I was going to make a video about something completely different today, but a viewer actually asked me a question. How has my fitness changed over the years? And this has actually been on my mind. I think it's a good thing to talk about today. And I've been thinking about revamping my habits, as you need to do from time to time. We get older, life circumstances change, schedules change, the systems need to be adjusted. My systems for exercise have changed a lot over the years. It's always a good idea to reevaluate them from time to time, and that's where I'm at right now. In some of my older videos, I talked about long distance running. I used to do that a lot for at least 5 years, maybe more. I was really into long distance running. And that was great. It was really good for me. But I was at times overtraining. It was a little lopsided, too much cardio and not enough strength training. Probably not the best choice to keep going at that intensity as I age. So sometime around 2020, I started running less and less. And then there was a pandemic and I actually had more time. And because I had more time, I felt comfortable walking, because walking takes more time. You know, if you're running, you can get a decent 3+ miles in 30 minutes, but to walk the same 3 miles takes a little bit longer. And then of course, if you have more time, you can do a 5-mile run or a long run day, running for an hour or more, 10 miles or more. So I started walking. I really love walking. Something about slowing down just felt really nice. And it's similar to running in that it is a moving meditation. Although I don't get the runner's high from walking, it's still a very meditative movement that facilitates sleep processing, encourages creativity. You know, long morning walks, I'm just brainstorming stuff I want to do, what I'm going to do today, or introspecting and figuring things out about myself. I also have a fairly active job, which is massaging people with my feet. So I'm up on the table with overhead bars and it's very active, and I use a lot of core strength in that. So just because of my work, I have a baseline of okay strength and agility. So I've got my work and my morning walks, and then at some point I wanted more of a challenge with walking, and I added a 20-pound weight vest. Used that for 6 months maybe, and then I graduated to a 30-pound weight vest. And I love this. The intensity is automatically increased because of the weight. So you're building strength in your connective tissue and muscles. And then you can also increase the intensity by going up hills and walking faster. I just really love it. I don't really miss running. I kind of do, because I do still have dreams where I'm running and it feels good. So I've thought about playing around with running more in the future, but just way more casually. I was running a lot, and I don't want my fitness to be so lopsided that it's all running all the time for so many hours a week. And I don't think it's the best choice for me as I age. I'm 47 years old. Of course, 47-year-olds do run. They run marathons. They win races. But, you know, it's just, I'm not at that level. It feels like not the appropriate choice for me. So I graduated to the 30-pound weight vest, and I gave my 20-pound vest away to my mom's partner, because I just really loved the 30-pound and was really acclimated to it, and it felt great. But then last November 2023, I got sick for the first time in 8 years, and I was really sick, and I was out for 3 weeks at least, and my fitness really suffered. When I put on that 30-pound weight vest after I was starting to feel better and tried to walk, I was no longer acclimated to that weight. I'd already given away the 20-pound weight vest. I could buy another one or ask for it back, or I could maybe wear the 30-pound vest for 20 minutes of the walk and then take it off and then do more. You know, it's not complicated, but it was complicated enough that I just kind of stopped using the weight vest. By the way, if you are intrigued by the idea of walking with a weight vest, if you're a beginner especially, it's a good idea to invest in an adjustable weight vest. So you can say start with 5 pounds, and then you add the weights into the pockets and go up to 10, go up to 20. And then, you know, if you feel really strong, you can have the adjustable one and then also have a 30-pound vest. I won't ever go over 30 pounds just because of my size. 30 pounds is a pretty big percentage of my body weight, but you know, other people can easily do 40 or 50. Also, be prepared to look ridiculous if you're wearing a weight vest. It just looks kind of funny. People, you know, might point and laugh at you. Whatever. Doesn't really bother me, but it does look kind of dorky. It also makes you look like a suicide bomber. So So I asked my mom today if her partner was using the 20-pound vest, and he wasn't. He tried it a few times and he felt like 20 pounds was too much weight for him. He walks a lot and he's a strong walker, but he's much older and that was just too much weight for him. So I'm actually going to get the 20-pound vest back when I see them for family dinner on Sundays. I might do some more weight vest walking in the near future as I move into fall. The problem that I'm having with the walking is that my dogs are not walking me enough. No, that sounds crazy because people usually don't walk their dogs enough, but my dogs are not walking me. It's on them because I'm trying. My elderly dog is 14.5, and so we're going shorter distances and he is slow. So I'm not getting much exercise when I take him out. Of course, I'm going to continue to take him out because it's good for his longevity. I want him to be healthy and happy and get out on his walks, but it's not getting me the exercise that I need. So I walk him first. Then I go back for the 4-year-old and I'm thinking like, great, she's young, she's energetic, we can really get some exercise in, we can go for a longer distance, we can walk faster, but she is such a moody little bitch. She refuses to walk. I'll go one direction and she'll just stop and refuse and not move. And so then I'll say, oh, do you want to go the other direction? And we'll turn around. And sometimes that works to get her going. She'll just not want to go one way, but she'll be okay with going the other way. But lately, she doesn't want to go either way. And I think that she just doesn't like walking. And that's her prerogative. My partner takes her out for free play pretty much every day, so she is getting exercise. She goes to her friend's house, who is this elderly woman that my partner works for. And over there, there's also a little King Charles Spaniel, who is her best friend that she plays with. And she also goes to open fields and chases balls and gets lots of running in. So I think she just prefers that, and she doesn't want to go on a walk. So for years, I've relied on my dogs for, at least an hour a day of walking, and I am just not getting it, so I have to do something. In July, I got COVID, and I was really surprised by how much it set me back and how long the symptoms continued. Felt like I was dealing with it for at least 3 or 4 weeks. It really changed my cardiovascular fitness. I feel weaker. My resting heart rate is higher. It just set me back more than I expected. So I'm kind of climbing out of that now and getting more and more active. I'm finally feeling really good this week, and I've gotten a lot more exercise. So what I've been doing is going on the lame dog walks that are not satisfying. I find that I'm so out of shape that I need to start small and just get my blood moving. And so I've been doing additional exercise jumping on my trampoline, which is just loosening everything up. And I'm trying to do some more stretching because I'm incredibly stiff. I think this is the least flexible that I've ever been in my life. It's at the point where I have to be careful stretching. When you get so inflexible that you could get an overstretching injury easily by just, doing some basic stretches. So I'm going really slow with that and starting to limber up. My next step is to start going to the YMCA more frequently. We're really lucky that a brand new fancy YMCA was just built within walking distance of my house. It's modern, it has wonderful equipment, it has tons of classes, and it's a very convenient location for me. And so I've been looking at the classes, and I think this week I'm focusing on just limbering up, just getting more exercise. And then I'm looking at, after Labor Day, picking some classes and going to the YMCA. I love the treadmills because you can crank them all the way up and walk uphill. I love walking uphill. But I think it's really important for me at my age to be including a lot more strength training. I have my eye on some strength training classes. I find now that I'm older, I'm intrigued by a wider variety of classes. Like some of the gentler classes like Payo or Tai Chi or Pilates. Pilates is not easy by any definition. It's not easy, but it's not uber. It's not like a high intensity interval training class or a plyometric strength training class. I used to go for that really hardcore boot camp stuff, and it can be fun and exhilarating, and I could see myself getting fit enough where I would be excited about that again, but I just don't think it should be all the time. I want a better, more balanced mix of types of activities, with some of them, being just focused on basic strength and balance and focused on relaxation and stretching. When I was running all the time, that's the most uber I've been in my whole life. I was fit. I looked like a tiny little soldier, And it was really cool to have that body, see what that kind of body feels like for a period of my life. But I just don't think that's going to happen again. At my age, and I'm totally cool with it. The focus for me has really shifted to aging as gracefully as I can, feeling basically strong and balanced and healthy and flexible. And the YMCA is a great place for that because they have so much variety to offer in terms of what types of activities you can do there. Even deep water aerobics, you usually only see old ladies in deep water aerobics, but I think it sounds kind of cool. It looks kind of silly too. You change the resistance of doing the exercises in the water by adding these ridiculous floaties to you to the buoyancy adds the resistance. But I don't know, that might be a cool way to meet some nice older ladies. I am an older lady, I guess. So I'm coming to terms with that. A new thing that I did just a couple days ago, I'm making some purchases for the change of the season. Usually when autumn comes around, I kind of reevaluate and think like, do I need anything for the fall, in terms of like clothing or supplies? And I made a big purchase. It's a big step for me. I bought bigger pants. I've been fighting it for so long. So I have a couple pairs of these favorite bootcut jeans. For my body, bootcut jeans just looks better, and I actually like wearing cowboy boots. I like the look of it. I have these favorite pants, and they are size 0P. For about 3 years, I've been holding on to them and thinking someday I will wear these pants again. I was resisting buying a larger size. I was just really stubborn about it. And this year, finally, I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to get a size 2 because I'm 47 years old. Like, there's not a whole lot of 47-year-olds that wear a size 0 pant. Maybe it's not realistic. So for me, a size 0 is about 105 pounds. Maybe that's not appropriate, Maybe I need an extra 5 pounds above that just in case I get the flu or something, Elderly people die when they get the flu. You want a little extra padding on you. I know I'm not elderly, but you know what I mean. Maybe it's just not appropriate. So, this was a big step for me. I bought size 2 petite jeans, and I'm really excited about it. I'm excited to wear bootcut jeans and wear my boots again this fall. So right now, I'm casually just increasing my exercise, and that's been going very well, just on my own motivation every day, doing a little bit more, feeling more energized, climbing out of the cobwebs of COVID. And I'm doing that all on my own motivation. But my next step is to actually start tracking. I like using daily minimums, and I like using the Elastic Habit system. I'm not going to go over that here because I have made a video about it. I'll put a link to that video in the description. The other thing that I want to do as I go back to the YMCA is remember, exercise matters if it happens. If I don't make it to the gym, but I find that I jump on my trampoline and do some body weight exercises here, that's fine. It's really important to me to be flexible about it because sometimes I don't want to go to the gym. And that's one thing that I'll be watching as I head back to the gym, paying attention to, is this working? Is getting in my car or walking to this location helping me exercise more, or is it actually a deterrent? Because I have a history of a love-hate relationship with gyms. The YMCA is fantastic. It has everything you could want from a gym. It's amazing. Sometimes I just feel like it's easier to not go anywhere and just get down on the floor and do body weight exercises in my own home and just get it over with. If it turns out that I'm not using the YMCA consistently, that doesn't mean that it's all over and I'm going to give up and not exercise. It just means maybe I need to decide that that's okay. Just do my exercise at home. Because I've gone through phases in my life where I've joined a gym, didn't work out because the barrier was I didn't want to leave my house. I didn't want to get in my car and go somewhere. There's people in the locker room. It's crowded, just little points of friction. And so then I would kind of give up. And then I've also been through phases where I had really solid at-home workout routines. And that worked for me. And occasionally I would miss some of the amenities at the gym, like the hot tub or the sauna. But overall, it was just better for me to work out at home. I think possibly some kind of hybrid moving forward. Even if I decided to only work out at home, I would still want to sometimes go to the gym to use the hot tub and the sauna. That's okay with me if I just use the gym as like a spa. And especially if I walk there. It's not a super long walk, but I guess there's probably like 1.5 miles there and 1.5 miles back. So, it's extra steps. So I've learned to be much more flexible because because I used to outline a fitness routine and be really rigid about it. And then, like, if I didn't stick to that exactly, it was all fucked up. It just wasn't going to work. I've really learned to be flexible. If I don't feel like running, fine, walk. If I don't feel like going to the gym, fine, jump on the trampoline at home. It's really good for me to have a lot of things to choose from and just do whatever type or amount of exercise I can find the will to do in that moment. And it's all good. So that's where I'm at with fitness right now. I hope this was helpful. Let me know if you have any other questions.